Okay. Cool. Look at, we're recording for the first time in ages.
Nice. Welcome, everybody.
Because you went for a vacation.
I did.
Like your Paris Hilton or something.
I went to British Columbia.
How was it?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
I flew like super economy, like the cheapest.
You went with the luggages? There's no oxygen?
Yeah, there's no, just in the stowaway. So you don't get a carry-on, right? You get a personal bag, which is fine. I have my little bag, fanny pack that I carry. Fits my iPad, a couple snacks. That's all I need. But
you're like a toddler.
I couldn't, I got a Ziploc bag of Cheerios. I couldn't believe how many people that were on poor fare like me that took bags, like all the way to the terminal. And then are being like, some of them were let through.
Because
and some were being rejected.
think it's a new option, right? Like, I think less than economy. So people are probably like, there's no way. Like, you're not going to make us come without a bag.
I love it. I love it. Because they were like, man,
your
you're going to have to
probably
check
like on
this.
2 weeks with you there. Like, is he going to wash these underpants?
It's a little ripe down here. No, I was able to take
Why does he smell like onions
bag.
all the time?
I was able to take a check bag.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
so I got my luggage and my sleep machine and everything down there, like my clothes and everything.
Right. You've got
I just didn't have anything with me on the plane to take on.
You got the app.
Yeah. The lady killer, I call it.
Do you know the first time we ever met when we recorded at the first studio? You're like, my sleep apnea office is over there.
Yeah, it is. That's where I would get my hoses. Sorry, just hose.
just
singular.
HOSE or HOES.
Damn right. And you're like, oh, damn.
I was like, damn, son.
Oh, let's not make this so temporary.
Luckily, I had been listening to your radio. So I knew about the sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, you think you're creepy? I'll do you one better.
I see you. And I raise you, my dear.
You bring up your sleep apnea, and I'm like, I know. Okay, so what are we doing today?
What are we going to do first?
What do you want to do?
I want
dealer's choice.
I want to do if you're saying Taylor, I'd like to do the free episode first.
Free episode first. Got it.
So if we're doing that, then I'm going to bring out
the big guns.
A bag that we got given.
From who?
I've got everything written here. I'm going to pull it up. This is from Kaylee, who's 10, and Brianna, who's 9.
Aww.
I met them out west.
Aww.
And we were learning to wakeboard. They were all wakeboarding, the girls. And they're having trouble getting up. We were talking about Taylor Swift. Suggested they put a Taylor Swift song on.
And it worked.
Brianna crushed it. Crushed it with
not
Taylor
leave the other
Swift
one
playing.
The other one was really good too.
Oh, so Kaylee, I got a great story about Kaylee.
Can I tell you that before I had my kids and I was pregnant with Olivia, and one day I was all paranoid because she hadn't moved around a lot. And I called the hospital, like wanting to come in for an ultrasound. And they said, just drink some juice and put on some music. And I put on the Red album, and Olivia was like,
Really?
Yeah. So
that is amazing.
Taylor gets people moving.
So after schooling them in Taylor Swift trivia, my sister said how much of a fan you were, and they made up some friendship bracelets for us.
Sweet girl.
There are some big ones in there that are custom for you.
Because I have these extra large wrists.
And they spent hours making these Taylor Swift friendship bracelets.
Door.
Yeah, aren't they sweet? With all the albums, they've got songs.
Can Olivia
on
have
them.
some?
Absolutely. I'm thinking even some of them we could send to some listeners with the package.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I really like this one, and I think this is a bigger sized one, so yes.
And there's one that says, I think TS or ES loves TS. Like everything scary loves Taylor.
Who are these angel children?
So,
and how do we get them in Ontario?
And I get ahead there around Christmas time, so I will see them again if we want to put any orders in.
Oh my God!
And Kaylee told me a hilarious story that
the getaway car.
Kaylee had a sore ankle for weeks. Okay, it was really sore. Mom, my ankle hurts. You got to go to school. You're fine. Mom, ankle hurts. No, got to go to school tomorrow.
It's the Everything Scary Loves Taylor Swift one that I said I love so much.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
And look at the crafts, like the placement of the beads.
They're those beautiful round beads, so it's not going to hurt when my arm sweats, which is often.
That's what they were saying. They're like, is her arm a sweater? I'm like, you have no idea. So Kaylee's sore ankle, mom's like, go to school. Okay, next day, ankle sore, go to school. And then it's time for the Terry Fox run at school. She does the Terry Fox run. She comes home, mom, ankle sore. Fine, we go to the hospital. She made Kaylee run the Terry Fox run with a broken ankle.
Shut up.
It's the most dedicated, patriotic.
Oh my God, I love this one too.
Aren't they fantastic?
Oh, this is You Belong With Me.
I took mine off in the shower, so I forgot to put it on today.
So do I get to have custody of these?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I love them so much. What sweet little girls. And also medical marvels.
Yes, medical marvels and wakeboarding
what she
superstars.
didn't tell you, Taylor Swift was playing at the track meet.
Oh,
so she was like, bones don't matter when Taylor Swift was on Reputation. Yeah. My God. I want to find a red. I'm hoping, you know what? Imagine they made us 4,000 bracelets, and I'm like, why isn't there one? I want Olivia to have red because that's what I just lived off of when I was pregnant with her.
Oh,
the Rebel Devil.
So good. But yeah, so I just wanted to.
Oh my God!
Oh, there's a whole other thing in there.
This is crazy. What little sweetie pies? Did you make them do this?
I didn't know. I did not make them.
Look there's red and it's got little hearts. I gotta give that to my girl tonight. Nice. That is amazing.
Evermore.
What?
You know what my email address is? Is it
everythingscary.matt@outlook.com? You got it.
If you would like a friendship bracelet from these ladies, I'll figure out how to order one and we'll
Baby, now we got bad blood. Okay, that's incredible.
Yeah. So young entrepreneurs.
Matt's out there making friends.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I would love a Taylor Swift friendship bracelet.
This is incredible.
Lindsay told them how much of a fan, my sister said how much of a fan of Taylor Swift you were, and that was all that they needed to hear.
Wow. Yeah. They really banged them out, though, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that these things, especially these little clay beads.
Look at the knots, but look how each one of them is tied to the bead.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very impressed, and I'm honored, actually.
No.
So thank you. For making preteen friends.
Yeah,
maybe
you. Kaylee, Brianna, Donna, and Doug. Yeah, they've got one of those. My brother-in-law's got a Sea-Doo pontoon boat.
Wow.
Rips tits.
Very cool. I don't know what that means. I feel uncomfortable.
Very fast.
Very painful, it sounds like.
It is very, very fast.
Okay, what do you got for us right now?
So we did that. I have some spot of feedback, actually.
Let's hear it.
That I'm going to do. I'm going to do one I put on my Instagram recently because it just, I struggle with kind words.
Yes, you do. And compliments.
But this one, it really... I don't know. It really spoke to me.
Like, your eyes look great.
I was like,
you're like, okay.
Your calves are as good as your eyes. Let's go here.
Pat McLean.
love Pat McLean. All right, I got everything written down here. Matt's 6. Oh no, I got to look at this Winston first. I'm sorry. Look at this Winston. Okay. This is from Aquardo. This was from Nicholas Winston. This is a couple of weeks ago, but the comment was new. Wow, Lynn, what a treat. This isn't the one that I have a hard time with.
Okay.
This is I'm perfect with this one. I love this one. Wow, Lynn, what a treat. There's nothing better than to hear about people who have done amazingly unselfish deeds without so much as the interest or expectation of notoriety. In similar fashion, I can only imagine the amount of work you must have done, you must have dedicated to unearth this hidden gem. Week after week, you impress me, not just with the amount of work you do, but also the depth of your emotional investment, which I can definitely vouch for. You are the first to celebrate Matt and the last to toot your own horn. So thank you.
Aw, that's so sweet. I did see that beautiful one, and that one really, that touched me. Very nice thing to say.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm playing the podcast now. I'm sorry.
Now we're so high on ourselves. We're like, let's just listen to it on camera. That should be fine for people.
So Matt's criminal case number 6. It was the Coldplay affair.
Right.
Aquardo coming in hot. Affairs are gross. This was hidden. There must be a swear in it. For some reason, this comment's hidden, so you have to click it to read it, but highly recommend you do. Affairs are gross. But to take your midlife crisis wiener shame to the concert of a first dance wedding jam band takes gross to a new low. Read the room, losers, and showcase your sloppy seconds someplace you didn't already take your forgotten firsts. I don't know. And listen to this shade. I don't know. Maybe a Leanne Rimes or Maroon 5 are in town. Or just wait for Diddy to get out of jail and get your freak on.
Oh, no.
As a side note, minus the adultery, had they hit the deck just to be avoided being seen at a Coldplay show, they would have had mad props.
When I think of Coldplay, I had this one girlfriend who I worked with. Mm-hmm. And when we used to go out and party hard, and I used to like stay at her house, like we would drink wine like it was coming off the shelves, like Prohibition was beginning. And we would go back to her house where like we can already kind of detect what kind of a role she had in her parents' home because she had the master bedroom. And all night she was like, if I don't listen to Coldplay, I can't fall asleep.
Ew.
So she would just put on the Coldplay album and we would listen to it. And I was like, I'd be like the 4th song in and they'd be like, I think I'm getting into it.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, I can't.
I'd be like, could you maybe put me to sleep?
Yeah, just like.
If this song continues?
Yeah, and I'm talking like medication.
What is with people that are so in music? I went to college with a girl. My roommate played guitar. Do you know Adam's song?
Listen, you don't want to get into it with me because I'm like, if there's a Taylor Swift song that suits my mood, you're going to have to hear about every single one of the lyrics, and I will tear up. So,
you are familiar with Adam's song? It is a song about suicide. I guess so this person.
Is it Anna's song by Silverchair?
No, I don't think so. I think it's Blink-182.
Oh, then I'm not familiar.
Anyways, it's about suicide, and I guess that one of their friends committed suicide in high school. She would get drunk and demand him to play it, and he would play it and sing it, and she would bawl like a foot away from him. Yeah,
people have different things that make them feel certain ways, and music is one of them. For me, it is. For me, it is.
Me.
But also, not in front of people. Maybe it's a little bit much.
Yeah, play it. I love when you play it, and then I'm like, what do you love about it? You are crying.
But also, well, that was, my kids play this game right now, and it's called Brain Rot, which is like, for sure, you can tell it's good for them.
Nice.
It's actually so dumb. But Max, the whole point of the game is to like play with your friends, like that but it's a video game, and your friends will steal things from you. And like the things they steal from you are like your tum 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 senhora.
Yes.
And then they try to tell me it's Italian, and I'm like, I don't know any Italian, but that's not Italian.
Is it causing feuds with their friends?
So it is, and then so Max ends up crying.
Yes, my nephews are going through the same shit.
And so I said to Olivia, I'm like, there's me out there, because literally I realized the hypocrisy, because I'm like, I'm out there saying to Max, like, if this is a game and you end up crying, then it's not fun anymore. And then for me, I put on Rowan by Taylor Swift, which is a song about a little boy who had cancer, for the 400,000th time, and I'm crying by the second line in it. And I was like, I think sometimes you just maybe need to have a cry or something. Max's are a little bit more tantrumy, and mine are like, what is that? Olivia's like, yeah, you're both weird in your own ways.
All right, let me one more here. Sorry. Actually, there's two.
Oh, let's hear the one. I want to hear the one that compliments you.
Okay. I don't know if I pulled that for this one. I will have to just take a look, see what I read here. But okay, this one was from Ken Rex McElroy.
He's one of our stories, so he didn't write anything. He did.
No, I'm sorry. This was a comment on the episode. This is the episode title.
He's like, I'm stealing your cattle.
This is from Erica. Here comes Peter Cottontail covered in urine from under Matt's porch tunnels. That's the new theme song from Peter Cottontail now.
You know why? Because you pee on your bunnies.
Yes,
okay.
I do. I pee right down their hole.
That's horrific.
Ken was a dick. He got what he deserved. Rocco eats Play-Doh. I heard you read one of my comments, and I just have one correction. I go by they, them.
I apologize.
OMG, not the peeing in the rabbit hole.
Yep.
They,
Rocco,
them, we apologize.
We will remember from here on in.
And that is not the worst thing in the world.
To just accept and move forward?
Yeah, be like, oh, hey, you know what? You misgendered me. Here's my pronouns. Oh, okay, sorry. We'll try to do better forward. Okay, there we go. That is a reasonable expectation.
That is a conversation between two people.
Now, what if I said, you know what, Rocco? You.
What if he said, why didn't you already know that?
That's right.
You know what I mean? That could go both ways.
Rocco initiates the fuck you.
Yeah.
Great point.
So we're sorry, and we will do better coming forward, because you know what? I remember your comments. So from now on,
I am not an asshole.
We're on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you got? Or do you have a case?
Yeah, I got cases.
Do you want to do it here, or do you want to do it?
Shit, yeah, I'll do it right here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I got three. I got three little guys, because I did go on a plane trip.
Okay.
I had wanted to get these in before I went away, but whatever. packing for a trip. So these are just
riding with the luggage. You had to do something, right? They didn't give you a TV for sure.
No carry-on. Yeah. So these are about plane rides that kind of had to be diverted for reasons.
Okay.
The crux of today's first story, two things that I love. A misunderstanding.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, you were going to talk.
And blondes. A misunderstanding and some light snooping.
Okay.
And as a Karen who shoots first, I've had my fair share of misunderstandings.
Costco.
Oh.
Costco rings a bell.
That was brutal. July of this year, American Airlines Flight 1847 from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Dallas, Texas, was forced to land just a half hour after takeoff due to a, quote, safety concern.
Poop. Biohazard.
Very close.
Thank you.
Great question. It was a bomb threat. One passenger, we'll call her Karen, was looking at another person's phone as they were texting, which I love.
Really?
Looking at people's phones when they're texting.
Well, it makes me so uncomfortable.
Like at the base, you know where it's perfect? Baseball game. Because you're elevated above. They can't look back.
Did you see that one at the baseball game, though?
No.
Where the chick was cheating on the husband that she was with. And like when he, either when he wasn't paying attention or when she was writing and he took a note and put it in the guy's thing.
Yes, I've seen that. No, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Hit on her.
Yeah, good call. So what was so concerning about the text? The passenger received the text of 3 letters, R.I.P., all caps, which means rest in peace.
Thank you.
This causes her to go into full Karen, gets a hold of a stewardess. The stewardess gets a hold of the cockpit. Cockpit says, we got an emergency situation.
So she's thinking there's going to be like a suicide mission kind of thing.
Yeah, this is suicide.
Got it.
R.I.P., rest in peace. Once on the ground, the greatest government agency name of all time. You ready for this? Puerto Rico's Office of Explosives and Public Safety.
That seems pretty on point.
Questioned the passenger. It was determined they had a family member who passed away the previous day and was receiving condolences, thus the reason for the trip.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to throw this one out there.
Go ahead.
First of all, there's so many reasons that text message could come through. Second of all, I don't super think that the friends of a suicide bomber are going to be like, rest in peace.
You don't think they're going to
Peace. That is not what you stand for if you're a suicide bomber.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, rest in, I don't know, explosions? That seems to be your thing.
Yeah, right?
No, they're not just like, you know what, thoughts and prayers. Like, that's not going to happen with a suicide
Good luck! Break a leg! So people on social media after this story kind of got somewhat viral earlier this year, were calling for this Karen to be charged.
She should have been. That's insane.
Well, okay, That's
insane.
Well.
Don't be devil's advocate here. That's dumb. She's dumb and she should be charged for resources at very least.
Okay. I don't disagree that there was a waste of resources.
You did this.
I happen to think, I don't think what Karen did was wrong. I think that it's up to the staff of the plane to then assess the situation and then react. Not take Karen's word and say RIP and then freak out. There should have been due diligence, I think, or maybe you can't.
The ball was dropped on me. First and foremost,
yeah.
What was the nationality of the person that she was peeping on?
Oh, I do not know.
Because that's...
what was the flight? Puerto Rico to
there you go.
Puerto Rico to Texas? Yeah. Yeah, good call.
It was racism.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds
so
right.
Her and them too.
Sounds about right.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I probably would have done the same thing though as this Karen. I would have tattled. That's not
a tattle worthy. If you see child porn come on someone's phone, then you tattle.
I tattle.
Yes, great. That's a good one.
I will tattle. Oh, right. There
could be a million things that RIP come across for. Your hamster died yesterday.
Yeah, I'll take that back. Yeah. I wouldn't if I saw that tell on them.
Like if they were like, you know, thank you for doing this for the greater good of our weird ass cause. May whomever we believe in
down with Delta.
May whomever we want to, you know, honor, love you in the afterlife. Then yes, then you move forward with your complaint. RIP is stupid.
September 4th, 2024. A Delta flight from Boston to Italy was forced to turn around over the ocean and land in New York City about an hour after takeoff. 281 passengers had to be deplaned to get on another plane to head to their destination. The official statement mentioned a, quote, customer medical issue en route, but didn't provide any more details. However, thanks to the Twitter user @OnlyInBoston, said the incident involved a passenger, quote, who had several bouts of diarrhea. The airplane was cleaned and back in service 20 hours later.
20 hours?
Of diarrhea.
That's like how long it took to clean like the Carnival cruise. That's a lot of
Yeah. I don't know if it's this one. No, it's the next story. Okay, yeah, I'll get to that one.
That would be a very good cleanse, though.
And
not for everybody involved. That would be terrible.
Just the smell of exposed fecal.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle.
If it's completely covered, I love a good fecal smell, but when it's exposed, that's where I draw the line.
Well, this wasn't Delta's first clash with the Brown Menace at 30,000 feet.
I believe it.
Almost a year ago to the day, September 2023. A Delta flight from Atlanta to Spain had to turn around to make an emergency landing after, quote, passenger had diarrhea all the way through the plane.
That's impossible.
Okay, here's what I'm picturing.
Your
Just
plane
somebody
is
with
made of
diarrhea
crochet.
running up and down like, ah! Ah! There should only be diarrhea from your seat to the toilet, and that is the end of the diarrhea trail. Right? It was up. There's a picture of the plane.
She was doing 8 figures
with a
for
brown.
some reason. She went in the cockpit.
Oh, what's going on here?
She started doing the waltz.
I could have danced. I could have danced.
Brings a whole new meaning to the foxtrot.
2 hours into the flight, the pilot asked air traffic controllers to return home. Man, would you sit down? She's creating a hill. She keeps sitting on top of the hill.
I can't. Why was it all over the plane?
Initially citing a biohazard issue, the pilot later relented.
She's like, I feel pretty.
I feel shitty. Oh, so shitty.
Oh my
god. So yeah, I guess the pilot was trying to play it cool, and he's like, "Yeah, we have a biohazard issue." They're like, "Can you clarify?"
He's like, please, you think that's a lot of shit? I've seen way more shit than that.
Sir, that's nothing. Yeah, so they were like, "Okay, well, what's the issue? What's the issue?" It's like biohazards. Like, come on, tell us. Like, okay, customer had diarrhea all the way through the plane.
To me, like when you first said through the plane, I didn't picture like covering like a lot of surface in the plane. I pictured it like seeping through the bottom.
Oh yeah, through the bottoms.
I'm like, is it crocheted?
No, I think it was direct human leakage. Like, footage taken shows a brown trail running down the length of the airplane aisle with paper towels on the mostly heavily soiled areas.
There is not a chance in hell.
Why are you moving?
I would DB Cooper it out of there.
If you don't have...
Bye. See you later.
Yeah, we found her. Oh, well, there was a giant
trail. If I was the not shitter, and there was just trails of fecal, and diarrhea is worse than normal.
Oh, the normal rhea. That's why it's got dye in it.
The barely rhea.
Oh, but why are you moving? Like, if you cannot see,
stop!
You're making. It's like, have you ever seen the footage of the dog that picks up the Roman candle and makes it way, way worse? It's like, no, just calm down, please. Just stop.
Oh my God.
All right, let me ask you this, Lynn. What if you have to take a on a plane? What do you do? I'm so glad you asked. Neil Patrick Harris has you covered.
You know what? If anybody's going to tell me about sitting on a plane, that's the one I want to hear from.
Neil Patrick Harris wrote an article on airline etiquette for
talking about Barney Stinson, right?
Yeah, for the Thrilling website.
Okay.
His tips are great. Flush during and flush after. So give some courtesy flushes.
Don't be an animal.
Okay. Which
definitely don't do jogging laps.
No. Keep the poo in the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay, here's where his advice gets really good. Okay, because everybody knows about the courtesy flush, NPH. He says when washing your hands, Okay. Soap all the way up as far as you can go.
So you're leaving a sudsy lather in the sink.
And waft your hands around. That's going to get the soap smell going.
Yeah.
And then as you rinse it, it's going to be, he says do Tai Chi moves.
Okay, listen, Barney Stinson, we all don't have really expensive instructors.
And that will waft the
We will
smell
do our best.
throughout the washroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
You always come with the best advice, like putting the finger in the dog's butthole.
Yes, which
just came up the other day in conversation for me.
Really?
Yep.
You were just like, they're like, what's your favorite thing to do? And you're like, oh my God, in theory,
This new thing.
I can't wait to try.
Yeah. Finger in dog's butthole while doing Tai Chi.
I was always afraid of seeing a dog attack. Like, I'd never wanted to see like a dog attacking another dog.
I'm more afraid of seeing somebody shit themselves up and down the aisle of a plane.
What about a dog attacking somebody who shit their pants?
That's
It's like,
disgusting.
you know what, buddy? You're on your own.
The guy that's and being attacked by a dog is having the worst day of his life, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, and who's that dog with the fortitude to not eat the but he's still keeping the guy in his mouth? That right there
is impressive. It just shows you a lot
if
of
I'm a dog,
self-control.
I'm eating shit.
And you've said that. So that's on your family code of arms.
It is. If we are dogs, we're eating poo. If the McLeans were a dog, we'd be shit eaters.
Constantly.
I believe that is all that I have today, dear.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a lot.
No, I liked it.
Okay, good.
I have a case for you today.
Okay, good.
Believe it or not. Imagine I didn't.
You're like, so.
I'm like, so thank you so much for making that long.
What?
So this week I was really, I had full intentions of kind of making it like spooky, a bit lighter.
Okay.
I think this is going to come out like in the fall-ish months.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into them right now. Because, and also we're recording right after this. We're recording a Patreon one. It's going to be a little bit on the
hilarious side.
Not so much.
Opposite.
A little bit darker. So I was like, okay, we'll make a nice spooky one.
This is kind of like sweater weather, PSLs, raking
like
leaves.
Like a campfire kind of thing.
What?
It did end up turning out to be a little bit less fun.
Okay.
So, just so you know.
All right.
Just so you know where we are.
Okay.
So before we get into it, the mood is still light.
Oh.
Do you want to hear a couple jokes that I myself have prepared?
Oh, I 100%.
How do you tell if Cropsy was at your camp?
How?
Easy. There's no one to tell the story.
I don't fully know what Cropsy is.
You're about to find out.
Okay.
My second joke, even though you have no idea who Cropsy is. Why don't campers play hide and seek with Cropsy?
Why is that?
Because if he's it, you'll never be seen again.
I don't know what that is.
And in my script, so if you couldn't have guessed by today, we're discussing the legend of Cropsy and the huge source of information that I got right from the documentary by Joshua Zeman and Barbara Bancaccio.
Oh my God.
Just called Cropsy. So my next question, if you've heard of Cropsy, what exactly is your knowledge of him?
I believe he is a mythical monster in cornfields.
Rongo, Buccarino. You might as well just shoot yourself on a plane.
Oh my God. I have come pretty close, but I don't go to the washroom on planes. I don't drink. I don't eat before a plane.
You must not take very long plane rides.
No, I don't.
Don't go to Australia.
No, I don't.
27 hours later.
Oh, you have to poo, right?
I don't know. I've never been.
I get anxiety constipation. Like if I go, like I went camping with my sister and I didn't poo for like 2 days.
Aw.
Yeah, and then once I...
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough.
That paints a picture.
It's like Katrina. Everything held back, but then once the levee broke, look out.
Well, okay. Thought this was going to be the
Too soon?
Weirdest thing we'd be discussing today. Apparently I was wrong. No, so basically this takes place on Staten Island. And they make quite the point in the documentary of saying that, though it's right across the street from, not across the street, across the water from Manhattan, the two places could not be more different.
Two boroughs?
Yeah. So for the longest time, Staten Island was just known as a dumping ground. And admittedly, I didn't know too much about the actual origin of the name. I do remember vividly, however, Vinny on the Jersey Shore used to call Angelina the Staten Island dump.
Yes.
Which is super sweet.
And who had the dance, the New Jersey Turnpike?
Oh, I don't know.
Or twerk pike or something.
No, they do like beat up the beat.
That's right. Go beat that beat.
Yeah. You start on the floor.
Cabs
and
are
then
here.
It starts to like take you over, and then you just got to beat up that beat.
Did you know with Jintan GTL, you know what that means?
Jintan Laundry?
That means cocaine.
No.
That means it's time for the situation to do cocaine off
Not
camera.
anymore.
No, that was what it was code for allegedly back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, they called her the Staten Island dump. I'm guessing that this was part of, so what I've learned in doing this research is that Staten Island having a landfill that despite the island itself is only home to less than 500,000 people.
Oh, wow.
I just looked up the most recent population, which was 2023. It was under, I think it was like 492.
Wow.
So their landfill there, though, was once taking in trash from about 8 million people.
Cool.
Seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rumored that this landfill, which adorably is called Fresh Kills Landfill.
Oh, my.
And actually, if you look up Fresh Kills Landfill, it'll bring you to like their government site.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh Kills.
So the rumor and it was obviously not true, but they said that it could be seen from space. That's how big this landfill was. But right now, it is in the midst of a revamp, and there is a 30-year plan put into place that in hopes will one day turn this dump into a picturesque park. There's going to be hills. Yep.
Needles. Band-Aids.
Please listen to my next line. Where you can hike or ride your bike or maybe get stuck with a hypodermic needle or two. It's going to be lovely.
There's good trails for hiking.
There's just a playground. Needles. Oh, is that a dirty diaper in there? From 1983. So not only, the landfill was the reason Staten Island got the name that it did. And it was not the only reason Angelina was known as the Staten Island dump, but also because it was kind of an open secret that the mob in New York would often use the island to dispose of bodies to people that they had to teach a lesson to.
Yeah, listen. You got to talk to Johnny two times.
You got loose lips, you got to be taught a lesson. So on a much sadder note, though, Staten Island would be also where family members would leave their loved ones who were either intellectually or physically disabled. Now, that's where Willowbrook State School comes into our story. So this facility was something that was intended to care and teach for children who were deemed disabled and brought there by their families who were either unable or unwilling to care for them.
What was it called?
Willowbrook State School. So now this is a part of a much bigger facility.
Was this the Geraldo?
Yes.
Okay.
Bingo bongo. Have you watched that?
The most disgusting. It's awful.
At a risk of saying something controversial, I don't think since I've seen footage from World War II have I seen such horrific footage from an actual event. Like it just is it's animalistic. It's not even like human. It's scary. Like, there's 9/11 footage and stuff like that, but at least those are in the worst moments of their life, people being treated like people. Yeah. This is something entirely different.
The most vulnerable members of society, like animals.
So, I did try to watch the entire thing. I couldn't.
Oh, no.
And I can watch a lot. So
I think that's what put Geraldo, that kind of gave him his stripes.
So this facility, like I said, was intended to care for and teach the children who are deemed mentally disabled. It was opened in 1947, and it was meant to have a capacity of a maximum of 4,000 patients, but less than 20 years after opening, they were already at 6,000. So already, which meant that the workers were overworked, which also meant in turn they were hiring people that were not qualified, and the living quarters for the children were so cramped and dirty. Even more so, they were not getting the care that they needed. And, a lot of these people who the families had dropped them off and they were like, okay, they're not meeting their milestones. Their doctors have given this diagnosis, A lot of these people are going now into being preteens and teenagers, and they're still not speaking. Like that's the level of care that they're receiving.
Right.
I mean, and that even seems mild in comparison to what you saw in the Geraldo thing.
No, but I know what you mean. And, when you're like, okay, listen,
let's leave this in the hands of somebody more capable than myself.
We don't have the capacity to help our son.
Right.
Do what he needs the tools to succeed.
To be the best version of himself.
We don't have those.
Exactly. So in 1972, at the time, a young, unheard of Geraldo Rivera received a tip from a doctor at Willowbrook named Michael Wilkins. He informed our guy of the inhumane living conditions of the facility. And Geraldo would show up unannounced with a hidden camera and would capture some of these conditions. Well, you can find the entire thing on YouTube. I tried to watch it, but had to turn it off. I'm also somebody who's watched an entire autopsy, so take that for what it's worth. Yeah. Inhumane is the fluffiest word that I can use possible to describe it.
Which is saying a lot to your credit, because from my memory, the footage isn't the greatest. like it's hard to make out, but the interviews that correspond with it, the eyewitness accounts, is atrocious.
In the footage, you can see it's just a lot of children, and they're nude, and some of them have feces.
Yeah, big diapers. If they
some of them aren't wearing diapers at all. Most
Yeah.
of the ones I saw weren't, and they're rocking and they're wailing this like it doesn't even sound human, because first of all, they don't know what's happening, and they're being treated like abused kennel animals.
Yeah. Yep. And this is super insensitive, but they just exhibit the same behaviors. Like you see an animal in a cage for so long, they kind of pace, they rock.
And these were also people that started out with a disadvantage, and then you're treating them in a feral kind of way. The food that they were feeding them, all it was I don't know, because in the documentary, it's just white puff.
Like a gruel.
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Here,
if I was trying to, duplicate what I saw, I would make it with just like water and flour.
Yeah.
Like that's what it looked like. They, like I said, they were naked and covered in their own waste. They would be rocking and wailing. I mean, I don't recommend going and checking it out, but it is interesting to know that this kind of thing was able to take place in the 1970s.
Recently, I know.
So
in New York.
Right.
Like,
am I the only one that sometimes I feel like Staten Island is Jersey?
I
know it's a borough of New York, but whenever I think of Staten Island, I think of New Jersey. And I
always have to think a second that Staten Island and Long Island are the same.
I just feel like their accents are more New York more Jersey than they are New York.
Yeah, well, Staten Island's like, hey, what the f are you with hey, yo.
Maybe it's because of Angelina from Jersey Shore, and I associate Jersey with
get wild,
Staten Island,
get crazy, get wild, get wild,
so
get crazy.
But even still, after this footage was released, and there was, shock and outrage, naturally, but it would still be 10 to 15 years before things started getting shut down.
Get out of here. That I did not remember. Oh, poor Geraldo. Poor kids.
Parents, let's say poor kids first.
the parents that see the footage and are like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows. And then nothing happened. It
was said that like the halls were like a stench of death. And like when he walked in unannounced with a camera, like there was dozens of naked children everywhere rocking. And like, so what if these parents just showed up unannounced?
Yeah,
like what then?
Yeah. Maybe they all weren't so into their disabled child.
We will learn that that's because it does take part in this case. So, when they started shutting things down, some of these patients would get transferred to other group homes, but then there were those families who would just drop their kids off at Willowbrook and never.
That was the end of it.
That was it. So what was the state supposed to do with these people? And so it is understood, nobody's ever went on the record, but that they just kind of let them be to their own resources, kind of thing.
Like, you're
and
out.
I think that because maybe,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's only my speculation that maybe some of them had aged out of like, the state school age, and maybe they were just like, okay, like I guess go find her. But out of habit, these people kept returning. So they were just left at the facility to kind of roam around after the school had closed, because not only was this a state school, but like in this huge facility, there was a tuberculosis ward, there was a cemetery and a morgue. There was a center for contagious diseases, and there was a hospital. And like to make it all that creepier, it was in this big, huge, like lowland forest area.
It was ripe for the scariest scenario ever.
So, like I said, in Staten Island, Greenbelt is where it was located, and this was a lowland forest, which was near Willowbrook Lake. The facility slowly began closing down different wards, but it wasn't technically officially closed until September 17th of 1987. So by that point, any patients that were going to be transferred somewhere else were long gone.
Okay.
Naturally, this would become a place of allure, because of course it did. Teenagers would dare one another to walk through the building at night, or to run through the abandoned tunnel system that ran underneath the building, which was at one point used to move supplies and sometimes patients and food and whatnot underground so that they wouldn't.
Like, me, I don't believe in anything to believe in. You could not pay me enough to hit those tunnels. There's no way.
Yeah, no, I agree.
As strong as my beliefs, I think, are, they're not that strong.
Yeah, no, I agree. 1000%. If not even for your like paranormal beliefs, what the else is down there?
That's right. Yeah.
So there would be claims that the people who had not been picked up by their families had remained there and lived in the tunnels. They would call it the city below the city.
Oh my God.
Woof. And there was no lack of evidence that would support these claims. You know, people would go through and they would find mattresses and clothing in the tunnels. Some would say that there would be grooming tools like razors and brushes. Others would say that there'd be certain areas of the tunnels where they were very clean, so you could see like somebody was keeping their space.
Right.
There would be parts that you could tell had been swept or, you know, some form of upkeep. Everyone would agree that if you were walking through the halls of the old state school, and this more so I heard about the actual building itself than the tunnels, believe it or not, that you could feel a darkness. There was a heaviness, and some would say that it felt as though the kids who were left there were still there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And they were watching as you walked through the halls.
That's way worse.
So there was all sorts of claims, you know, as to where you needed to avoid. Like, you know, kids when you're like growing up. So like,
how about the property line?
How about you stay at home forever? People would say like after dark, you can't go to Willowbrook Park, or, you know, a surefire way to run into somebody who was living in the tunnels would be like to go down by the lake at night. But more than anything, there would be tales of Cropsy.
Cropsy. Cropsy.
Mm-hmm.
Cropsy. Okay.
So everyone who lived on Staten Island knew at least one person who had had a run-in with Cropsy. In some stories, he would be wielding a blood-stained axe.
Oh my God, Cropsy!
And his clothes would be torn and tattered and hanging off of him. In other versions, he had a hand missing, and in its place, there was a hook.
Oh my God.
He would only come out at night, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And he would take children straight off the streets. Some would even say that at one point he was a doctor or he'd been a well-respected businessman until something happened and he just snapped and became deranged.
A lot can happen in business.
Yeah. Yeah. Like dentists, they say, are like really easy to just snap.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be, as somebody who went to dental assisting school,
every piece of food you pull out of somebody's teeth smells like poo under. That is their live, like that. You're surrounded by disgusting people.
Can I tell you, we had somebody, I won't say who it was, but somebody came in our front room, like our sunroom the other day. Mm-hmm. And I was standing probably about from you and I apart from him. And I was like, I can smell that this man needs to floss.
Oh God.
It wasn't like bad breath. It was like, I know you need to floss.
There's something dead in there.
Mm-hmm. It's not going well.
Something inside. Crawled in you and it is now dead. If you flossed right now,
your finger would stink for a week.
Oh, it's going to be a hunk and it's going to go flying off that floss. You nasty, you burnt, you basic. It looks like a pencil eraser.
Get out of here, Cropsy.
Also, can I be honest with you?
You're crop dusting us with your mouth smell.
I assumed Cropsy was a female.
That's crazy. Why?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know a lure of any females.
Well, I think it's because there's a female wrestler maybe named Shotzi.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, but Cropsy, yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like he just toots and runs off in front of you.
Cropsy? You've been Cropsy. Wait, what was that?
Oh!
yeah. Cropsy!
Not again.
I think it's just like people like my mom be like, what was that? Probably Cropsy. Like, Mom!
Don't fucking buy your mom out right now.
Oh, it's the legend of Cropsy, Matthew.
You're like, she won't watch this because it's true crime. I'm sending this clip to her. I'm clipping it out. So yeah, you know, a lot of people thought that this was it's an elaborate story to scare kids and teenagers off of the streets, basically. I mean,
the moral story, stay home.
It started pretty ripe for somebody who wants to come up with a scary story.
Yeah, bloody axe, no hand, with a hook.
But
Although that
the
hook guy.
abandoned mental institution.
Yeah.
Like if somebody wants to make up a scary story.
You just have a guy.
Yeah.
Just a regular guy in
Literally
there,
one guy that just sits in the store.
See, Geraldo's still there. That's scary.
That's scary enough.
Look at my mustache. This is Geraldo reporting.
Does he ever invite Dr. Phil there? Terrifying.
No, two mustaches like that?
Jesus.
Not in the same room. Rip the space-time continuum.
No wonder why we've got all those swept out places with those
swept out places.
Your little sweepers. Yeah. Oh, that was lame. So it was all something that people would say. You know, it was just scary. It was like a campfire story. But like you said, The tunnels, even I think less so. The school itself would scare the absolute godforsaken hell out of me.
Just like old brick building. I'm picturing like ivy, little overgrown. Like...
Well, you know what my dad did to me, right?
Oh, yeah. My man
at the school that you used to go to for hours.
Scarier than any mental institution.
For anyone who has not heard this story, because this is probably the reason I am the way I am.
Yeah.
My dad used to work at a school, and
Go Tigers!
It was Matt's old school before we ever knew each other. And I didn't have to. We enjoyed hanging out with my dad and going to until this
day.
And so me and my brother, who were probably about, I'd say 11 and 8, we went with him, but the school at the time was in the middle of a dark field. Now there's a Walmart and a bunch of, none of that was ever there. It was winter, so it was pitch black, and it was a weekend, so like the school was out, and he let us into the school, and he had to go check on like the boiler room or something. Ugh. And my brother and I ended up getting separated, and this is a 3-story school, and there had always been rumors that somebody had unalived himself in the
math wing
weight room downstairs.
Oh yeah, that's the math wing.
There's a math wing and a weight room in the same place.
Yeah,
that seems like a perfect place for people to get bullied if they're like some are doing math and some are like bench pressing. But so after my brother and I got separated, all of a sudden the PA system turned on, and it was just like this, like, and there was like,
Cropsy.
And then it was just hours of torment. At one point, I found myself in like the auditorium, and there was a piano up on the stage.
Oh, God.
And then all of a sudden, the piano just went boom with every single key. And then I was like, I froze. I didn't know what to do. And then there was just a basketball that like,
oh my God. Like, I was like, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die.
And then on the second floor, and you can correct me because it's been so many years now, but there on the second floor, there was a part where there was like a glass walkway.
Yeah, like a stairwell?
No, not a stairwell, like a walk through.
Okay.
That I could see. It was a hallway that I could see from like a perpendicular hallway.
Wouldn't have been through the office, would it?
No, it was the second story.
Oh, okay.
So it was like an H kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
And so I was standing in right along these lockers, and I could see it looked like Jack from The Shining. He was dragging his foot, and he was like banging on the walls. And I got in a locker really quickly. It must have been like winter break or something, because I was able to get into whatever locker, and he just came along and was smashing his fist along all the lockers as he went. Yeah.
My God.
So that's my experience, and so that's why the state school would absolutely scare the ever-loving shit out of me. So
I disagree. I think you'd be like, my dad did this to me at baby. This state school can't do shit.
My brother loved it. He would be like, Dad, can I invite my friends when you do that thing I get to us? And I was like, I am 10 and starting to drink wine. So, everybody thought it was just this lure. It wasn't anything too serious. But that would be until the first children started going missing.
Okay.
Jennifer Schwager was a 12-year-old little girl who was born with Down syndrome and lived with her family in a neighborhood about a mile away from the old state school. Jennifer was a very happy and nice-natured girl, but she was also very trusting, and that put her at a higher risk for buddying up to the wrong person. And for that reason, all sorts of organized searches were performed with volunteers scouring the tunnel system in abandoned buildings. Witnesses would say that they had last seen Jennifer out walking with a middle-aged man who was walking a green woman's bike with a basket on the front.
Okay.
To which I say, like, if you see a child that you know enough to identify her later on and she's walking with a middle-aged man, maybe we say something. Maybe you're like, hey, who's that old guy? Also, the middle-aged man that we're talking about right now, you're going to find out is 44. So.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Here. Is this better?
Oh, thank you.
Can you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, another resident said that they remembered seeing Jennifer with that man. And then another resident remembered seeing an unhoused man who used to work as a custodian at Willowbrook that past week. And he had been seen buying baby food. And then after he made his purchase, he rode away on a green woman's bike with a basket on the front.
Well, lock it up.
And this witness knew this man to be named Alan Rand. Alan had worked for the facility for 2 years when he had lost his job due to the closure, and he had decided not to leave and just set up camp in the woods. And that was how he chose to live. When he was only 14 years old, after losing his father, his mother had suffered a mental breakdown, and she would be admitted to Pilgrim State Asylum, where when it was added, so this was another, place for mentally challenged people. And when she had her breakdown, this is where she went. And when this place was at its max, it would house 13,000 patients.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was known once at one point as the biggest asylum worldwide.
Wow.
And so Alan would be made to go and visit her. And so he was no stranger to seeing those who were mentally unwell. He had also been arrested in May of 1969 for the kidnapping and attempted sexual assault of a 9-year-old girl. Thankfully, in this case, a passing officer had seen the crime happening before anything truly horrific had taken place. Like, he had pulled her off the street, and the officer was kind of watching and saw it, and so he was arrested right then and there.
What are the what are the odds?
Thank God.
Like, no.
And I hate to keep breaking into the story with my nagging, but maybe if somebody is arrested for attempted sexual assault on a child, we don't hire him to be a custodian at a state school for vulnerable children.
Yeah, I guess you're making some good points if that's what you're after.
So, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, it's a lot, but for the record, a lot.
In the search for Jennifer, it would carry on for quite some time, and there was a $5,000 reward being offered for any information on her whereabouts. A minister in the neighborhood had even decided that it was worth, okay, this is so crazy. It was worth a shot to give Alan a place to live in his own home while the search for Jennifer was ongoing. So the witness had already come forward and said, I saw this dude with this bike, but it's too circumstantial to arrest him on, even though he did this horrible thing to a 9-year-old at one point.
Back in the day.
So this minister was like, let me bring this man into my home. We'll bug the house so that the cops can be listening.
Oh.
And we'll have a cop right on the street just in case all it goes to hell, right?
See, here I'm like, well, about time one of these ministers is like, I'm going to do what Jesus would do. I will bring in the unhoused. And then it's like, we're going to bug this motherfucker. We're going to get him.
No, it's way worse.
No.
Because, so he said, he's like, oh, none of the neighbors liked me because, everybody thought that he was this child killer. And I had to pretend that I was friends with him. He's like, I didn't want to get back to him, that it was like a whole setup. So I was pretending I was friends with him. And he was hoping that he could coax him into saying something. And for one reason or another, he said that he did say something, but it was not picked up on the bug. I imagine in the 80s, a bug was like a recording device.
Like a huge boom mic. Yeah, that's right.
Just some dude
And it's like making an audible.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting feedback. Feedback, Alan, if you could just move back a little bit.
Yeah.
But he said that Alan admitted to him that he had murdered Jennifer because of the fact that she had been born with Down syndrome. The minister said that Alan continued saying that he believed that people who were born with any type of a disability were nothing more than burdens on their family, and that he was doing both the victim and the family the service by doing what he did.
Wow. Well, that's a big
That is a big
piece
statement.
Move.
Whether this is true or not, we only have his word for it, but even more wild is that the minister said that his own son was developmentally challenged. So he had this dude in his house that, according to him, is out there
wants
just
to kill mentally challenged people.
And even after that confession, he still allowed Alan to remain in his home. If that's true, if everything about that is true, you're never sleeping. You're only just standing guard on this dude's room.
Yes. Yes.
So take that for what you will. I have to say that while I think this documentary itself was really well done, a lot of people that they have speaking in it, I have to think are less than credible. And I will touch back on one more of those very shortly. So sadly, 35 days after Jennifer had gone missing, one of the searchers had noticed some disturbed earth in a forest only about 150 yards away from Alan's camp. And that was where they found the body of Jennifer Schwager.
That's, you can see 150 yards.
Very close.
That's you can see the disposal site from his camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that discovery and the witness's account of Alan Rand, he was swiftly arrested and would end up being found guilty on the kidnapping, but they couldn't reach a decision on the murder. So he would receive 25 years with the possibility of parole in 2008. Now, I just want to quickly show you a picture.
Is it the witness statement then that kind of does them in for the kidnapping? But although there was a body.
It's all circumstantial.
Right.
I just want to show you this perp walk picture so that you have an understanding before I tell you about it. So
Minister's like, yeah, no, we got a confession. Well, where is it? I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear.
Have I ever lied to you before?
I'm a minister. Well, I swear to God, he's a friend of mine.
So this is him.
Oh my God.
But here it is. So this is the perp walk. So look at that.
Is he drooling?
Yeah. So I will post this picture when we post this episode. But all that to say that this is his perp walk picture in pictures of him leaving his sentence hearing. He has his head down, a distant look in his eyes with a stream of drool falling from his mouth. And if you just think back to the alleged statements that he made about the mentally ill, in these specific pictures, without trying to be funny at all, he very much looks like he might be dealing with something of his own.
Yes.
So really, I don't know if what that minister, to me, to bring that person into your home is a fucking insanity anyways.
Yeah.
And they were arrested for one child and then are suspected on another.
And you've got a kid, a vulnerable kid.
Right. So.
At home.
Exactly. So whether or not, Alan is the real life boogeyman, Cropsy, who all the tales had been about, or if he was just an easy fall guy in order to close the case, we can't be certain. But then there started to be connections made with other people in a very close proximity that had also gone missing. And some still to this day, not a trace of them has ever been found.
Really?
So 4 that they listed specifically in the documentary were Tyahese Jackson, who was 10 years old, but she was dealing with severe learning disabilities. She was last seen with her older brother, who had left her speaking with some older male outside of a subsidized motel that they were living at with their mother. And when he had returned, she was gone, never to be seen again. And he would say that the man that she was speaking with looked a lot like Alan Rand.
Yeah, I feel bad for situations like that. Obviously for everybody involved, but the brother leaving her.
For sure.
Now
for sure. Like my kids, no matter how many times I tell them, like, okay, don't move away from each other, they would always move away from each other. Right. So then there was another 5-year-old child named Alice Pereira. By all accounts, I don't think she had any disabilities, but she went missing and they suspect that it could be linked to Ellen. And in July of 1981, 7-year-old Holly Ann Hughes would go missing. And there are so many different witness testimonies that a lot of them don't make a ton of sense. Not to say that, he didn't do it, because there's plenty of people that say that, he's done certain things. And there's people that he was jailed with that said that he liked to brag about the certain disgusting things that he did. But when I said that I would come back to like incredible witness testimonies, one of the witnesses in Holly Ann's case is named Tanya Goodson. She said that she was a friend of Holly's and she was 6 years old at the time. So Holly was 7, she was 6. And she was actually with her when she was taken. She said that she saw Alan approaching Holly Ann with a mask that covered his entire face.
Like some mask.
So mask. But
right.
How'd you know it was him then?
Oh my God.
And she's like, it covered his entire face. And they're like, so like a ski mask? She's like, no, like his whole entire mask. His whole face was covered.
His eyes?
Yeah, everything. It was a pillowcase. But then he reached out his hand and he offered Holly Ann candy. And when she went to take it, he pulled her into his car and took off. Now, this same witness in the documentary said that she knew most of the suspected victims. She's like giving off a list, and she mentions the first girl that we just talked about at the motel. She goes, yeah, I knew Letitia. And the person speaking with her goes, do you mean Tahis? Like, those are 2 very different names. And she's like, yeah. It's like,
that's what I said.
Yeah. Letitia and Tahis, literally the same thing.
Same thing.
So who knows how credible she is. And then there's also a witness to say that they remembered. Okay, so this is crazy. They remembered Holly Ann, 7, going into the deli around 9:30 p.m. with 24 cents. And she had come to buy a bar of soap.
A kid?
A deli.
Oh, yeah. Deli probably got everything.
A deli with a bar of soap?
Could you buy soap at Max Milk?
That's a convenience store.
Okay, you're right.
A deli is like, can I get 20 grams?
I need a ham, Black Forest ham, and a toothbrush. And
I need Black Forest ham. I need some Danny Fresh.
Do you have any Glade plugins?
You were at Ivy Spring last week, and I need to wash my feet. Yeah, so I would like to least of which, why is there bars of soap on sale at a deli? It's not even it's like you're not dealing with food and then washing your hand with a bar of soap, are you?
No, using liquid soap, I think, or Sani.
So, but the witness says that they specifically remember the girl because the bar of soap had been 31 cents and the clerk would not give her the bar of soap without the other 4 cents.
Okay, so the clerk's an ass.
But it is said that, the reason they kind of associate this with him, Alan, is because his Volkswagen was seen lurking around and suspected that was when he took her, when she went to get the soap that she couldn't get. But another witness had told police that she herself had been in that deli buying a bar of soap. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Is there only one place? And why is everybody buying soap at the same time?
And it's like, you can just label yourself a grocery store at that point.
Yes.
You're not just a deli anymore. You're now buying soap.
You have everything. You are Canadian Tire.
You are very useful to most people. So she said that new
lady.
Yeah, new lady. Holly Ann had been 4 cents short on the bar of soap. Mm-hmm. This lady said she had been 5 cents short on the bar of soap, and the clerk would not allow her to take the soap. So the thinking is that maybe the witness was misremembering who they saw who was short for a bar of soap, because otherwise, what an insane coincidence that these two people had gone into a deli for a bar of soap and been like a nickel short both times.
Yeah,
like, take a penny, leave a penny if this is happening that often.
The only thing I can think of, is if it's like a general store, but they're saying deli for a reason, like a delicatessen.
Yeah.
Like a couple of tables.
I'm picturing him just like wiping off his like butcher blade on his white smock as he's like in the back shaving up some roast beef.
Wiping his hands with a towel. I'll be right with you, babe.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
He's got the last bar of ivory soap that everyone wants and doesn't have enough nickels for.
Hey, what up, Stinky? Here for soap?
So after Holly Ann, there was a 22-year-old man. Now, this does seem a little bit older. This man looked exactly like Mick Jagger, by the way.
Okay.
But he was also roughly at the same learning level as about a 15-year-old. Okay. So again, someone with a disability. His name was Henry Gaforio. So far what we've either seen out of these missing people is if they've had a disability or they've been too young.
Right.
And really at that young age,
it's the same brain level, right?
Kind of.
So if they're an adult that has the mentality of an 8-year-old or they're a fully functioning 8-year-old, they're still...
But if what he said to the minister was true, then that doesn't exactly... Because they're not going to be a burden on their family forever.
Can I be honest with you? I think the minister was a little shady in all of this.
It sounds really sketchy to me.
Yeah.
But he even provided for the documentary. There was he had pictures of the rooms that the room that he let this dude stay in and stuff.
Shady too. Why you got all those pictures?
Yeah. And the room is rough.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't be proud of that.
Yeah.
If I was a minister.
And you are.
That's correct. And you are forgiven.
So, again, somebody with learning disabilities, his name was Henry Gaforio, but everyone called him Hank. And ironically, he is actually in one of the videos of Holly Ann's mother while she was looking for her daughter and she was being interviewed by the media. He's literally, her. He's right here, watching in on, what's going on. There's, a group of people behind her, and he's literally the first person over her left shoulder.
Gee.
Yeah. So, this was about a year later. Witnesses would say that they saw him at a diner, probably buying a pet fish. I have no clue what happens in this town. They're he's carpet cleaner, I need a club sandwich, and I'm going to get that fish.
I need a forklift.
I need the one with the red fin. Yeah. So cute.
Perfect.
So they would say that while he was at the diner, they saw him with none other than Alan Rand. And shortly after that, Hank would go missing as well.
Oh,
None of these people have ever been seen again, and there are more too. Even on the Wikipedia page, if you go on, there's a list of suspected victims.
Oh wow.
And a lot of people will say that it had something to do with him. But after Alan was jailed for 17 years and had been bounced around from prison to prison, allegedly even sharing a cell with David Berkowitz.
Oh, nice.
And spending some time at Rikers. He would then be brought up on charges for the murder of Holly Ann Hughes. Ultimately, he would be found guilty again and would be sentenced to another 25 years. This would be making him ineligible for parole until 2037, which at that time he will be 93 years of age. He's 81 right now. And of course, due to the time frame in which these kids were going missing, satanic panic was all over the place. Huge. So there were many theories about what could have taken place and where the remains could be. Some teenagers would even say that they had once encountered Alan Rand in the woods near his camp and that he was dressed in all black with a necklace made of bones. I don't know how credible that is.
I saw a thing on
him and Letitia.
Yeah, that's right. I saw a thing on Criminal Minds, which is real, that satanic death cults were never a thing. It was all just hype. And that anytime there was like a satanic murder, it was just like a frame job.
Yes, Matt. 1,000%. It was the media put it out, and then every mother in the world was like, oh my God, my kid's going to be a satanical sacrifice.
Yes.
That's why the three from the West Memphis, remember we did the West Memphis Six?
Right.
They were gone away for 18 years because they were the kids that wore black and listened to Metallica.
Yeah. We had a sacrifice in Barrie at the Travel Lodge.
An actual one?
Yeah.
Really?
Years ago. Like a crazy teen, like satanic murder.
Teens are just so fucked up.
Like, I mean, it wasn't really, but I mean, that's what it was kind of under that guise. At the Travel Lodge, right at the top of the highway. 400 in Bayfield.
Bayfield. I've always known there was something funky going on there.
Always something going on in Bayfield.
Yeah. I would never, I would be scared to stay there.
Yeah.
So, you know, some believe, like I told you at the beginning of the episode, that there, you know, like I said, with everything that was going on there was abandoned, there was also an abandoned morgue as well as a cemetery.
Jeez.
And based only on a hunch, people would come up with theories, and they would say that, you know, all of these other people that had gone missing that Alan was responsible for, he was quite possibly digging up already existing graves and putting the remains of his victims into the caskets and then reburying those graves.
Yeah. Good theory.
Some would also even go as far as to say that he was sexually assaulting the bodies that he was exhuming.
Oh, boy.
But really, aside from little Jennifer having been so close to his camp, and she was, you know, very, very close, like you said.
Yeah, 150 yards.
Yeah, but everything else that has got him convicted is circumstantial. Right. There's nothing scientifically linking him to these missing people or even to Jennifer's death.
Which is a little crazy to me.
Like, even a witness statement is circumstantial, right?
Well, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, because it's not 100%
No,
right.
human error is like one of the, God, if you're me, it's like 50%.
I hover at 70. A good day, 65.
We don't see each other every day. So, like, I want to know what you think. Like, is Alan Rand the real Cropsy, or is he just an out-and-house man who kind of became a patsy? Because it could really be anything.
I think that the two aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. I don't believe he is a patsy. I believe he is a killer.
If you watch the documentary too, there's so many people that were like, no, he was actually the leader of a cult. No, he did this. No, he did and it was just like, to me, he just looks like an unwell person.
Yeah, he's probably just a killer.
Yeah, he could just be a killer. He, you know, there's a large spectrum of things that could be going on with him, but we'll never know.
It does seem weird that somebody who looks, and again, apologies, but completely looks like they have
it all together.
Well, they've got like a disability, like
for sure. They're, in that picture specifically, too, in his perp walk.
What adults are drooling, and it's a stream of drool.
Yeah.
Like that is a glaring issue.
And so again, now, like, I think most of the people that know, especially people from Staten Island, you either go one way where he's a monster and he did all of these things, or no, like he was just unhoused and all of these things.
Yeah, to himself.
And like, really, they don't have anything tying him to these crimes. Like in the documentary, they didn't even actually say how Jennifer was killed. So we don't really even know, like, was she strangled? Was she anything like that? It was just kind of like they found her body and that was it. And it was so close to him.
Wasn't there a serial killer in Staten Island like 3 years ago?
Probably.
Like there was a bunch of people going missing. Long Island, Staten Island.
Iced tea, Long Island iced tea. I guess, I don't think we're going to find out any more information, but who knows, right?
Yeah. I would like to get him maybe tested to get a little mental faculties test on him.
Yeah, I don't think they care. They're just like...
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you are convicted, you know.
He actually was reaching out to the filmmakers when they were doing the documentary, but he was it was weird, really weird messages. They were very shifty, and he didn't want to say anything that would get him beaten up in jail, because these crimes have to do with children, obviously. Right. And he, at one point, was saying, like, he'll talk to them fully if they'll attest to his innocence, kind of thing. So they were like, and then he wrote them one letter and they stopped responding. And then he called and left a message that was like, I wrote you this letter. Like, are you responding? And blah, blah, blah.
Get a life.
So we have some patrons to thank, and I did put a list in your little boxerino there.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh, yeah. We got a nice list of Patreons.
Because you were gone forever.
Chelsea Brown. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I want to just remind everybody that has joined our Patreon to make sure that you sign up for our Facebook page.
We just did a live for the high school catfish with... Should I not give any spoilers out? I think it's all over the internet. But anyways,
I think it's pretty spoiled.
Yeah, we're going to do more. So if you want to, please do join, and you can get in on those conversations because they're always fun.
We have a good time, and you can interact with us. We talk to you kind of while we're doing the live broadcast. And we also have Kendra Earl and Son. Earl and Son?
Sure.
Sounds like a farm company with Earl and his son.
I'd say
Erlinson
and Son.
Erlinson. We have Medina C. Oh, who signed up annually?
Medina, yeah. So do you ever think they get called the Funky Cold Medina?
I do now.
Yeah.
Funky Cold Medina.
As I was writing it, I was like, they must.
Sarah W. has signed up for our Patreon. Oh, you know what? I'm going to kind of split these up, and I'm going to find that comment that I posted that I said that I... Oh, no, again, that's another thing about... Oh, yeah, I know. Here it is. This was on the Idaho killer.
Okay, yeah.
This is from Dalton Lovelace. Your coverage of this case has been incredibly respectful and well-researched. It's clear how much effort you put into honoring these victims and the facts of the case. And thanks, Lynn, for always keeping Matt in line, most of the time anyways. Love the banter, you two. It helps break up the heavy content, and I just have to say, you two have a great dynamic. Thanks for all your hard work on this case.
Thank you, Dalton.
Yes, I was thoroughly touched by that.
That is very, very, very sweet. I really appreciate those kinds of comments, so thank you guys so much. And thank you for watching or listening if you've made it this far.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.